Monday. And then also Wednesday, but then Friday is when the final paper's due. So I can't remember if you were doing, there's the one in the syllabus you could do. It's that. So for the final, we have just a big paper instead of.
I was gonna do mine on the first.
Okay. Perfect. So that one for Friday. Oh, I hate that this computer does this. Is Schoology down?
It was yesterday.
Okay. That's what I can't tell. I'm gonna try it from my phone too, because it wasn't letting me log in here. Yeah, it's not really letting me log in. But that's almost what I was going to say is we're doing this chapter 10 PowerPoint and finishing up really by a week from today, and then the final paper due on Friday. So I wanted to give you guys time to do those and then finish in 9 days now. I made the final due early so you guys have other class time to do your other classes. Because this is the last chapter in the book. We're on chapter 10 for older adults. You have anyone in your family 65 to 75 or 85 plus? It's a long life at that point. So they said, this is where my mom is right here. Remain active in the community and maintain strong ties with the family and friends. My dad's here. He's middle old. This age cohort experiences more physiological changes. Yeah, he got a heart surgery. More stress due to widowhood. Deaths of friends and relatives and adult children. I don't have anybody in my family now at 85 plus. They're frail and experiencing more disabilities. So that's kind of old. But I like how they do this. They say, how old are you? Chronological age, I'm like about to be 43, but functional age, you're as old as you feel, or function, and the physical impairments like ADLs, psychological strengths, or yes, flexibility, like doing yoga and stretching. Now that I got that knee surgery, I might be able to work out again. Oh yeah, these are two people. They said, when you start practicing as a social worker, here's two people to compare. So Helen is middle class, married, attends senior center. She lives at home, has 2 kids. She drives and shops and prepares food, but bad arthritis, and a lot of her friends have died, although she's optimistic. Anne is widowed, forgetful and anxious, lives alone. Children have no extra money or stable housing to take her in. Children worry about her safety and will need to sell their home to move into a Medicaid paid facility. Difficulty to get out of bed and feels overwhelmed. So she seems a bit more depressed than Helen. And then the theories of aging, one is maintaining cognitive abilities. So some people do like Sudoku and crossword puzzles. 2 is avoiding disease and maintain physical functioning. So my parents still wear the mask, and they even got that vaccine. My dad did, my mom won. And then 3 is maintaining active engagement with life. They go to church and do all that. The criticism, though, is that it's not equally attainable, like inequalities for minorities and females. It doesn't consider the disabled and cognitively impaired. And then some say spirituality should be included, which a lot of older people really rely on church and spirituality. So I would agree with that. Typical qualities of older adults, they could be concerned with leaving a legacy. So they want to, either retire and leave their kids money or something they did to change this world. They like to have a change in their sense of time. They're wanting to fulfill the elder function, be like the wise elder of the family, and then Some of them could be hoarders, that attachment to familiar objects, so they keep a lot of things and could even hoard things. And then creativity, curiosity, and surprise. Exploring attitudes about aging. We have a youth-focused culture. You know, like all of our ads and billboards, they got young people. So here's the first question. When do you think a person is old?
I feel like a person is old when they start getting gray hair.
Okay. And then when will you be old is the next question.
I say I'll be old when I'm in my 40s.
That's funny too, is I got one of my first gray hairs I noticed in a haircut at 26 or 27, and I am 43 in June. So it's like, it's coming up. What do you think are common stereotypes about aging?
I would say when they back start aching, and when it starts feeling hot.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I just found out, and I feel kind of bad for him. He has bone on bone at his shoulder, so he's supposed to get like a surgery on his shoulder. He also could get like gel shots in there that could help. But yeah, he's definitely. I mean, he's 76 years old, so he's stayed healthy, but he's also like to kind of drink and eat well, so he's not in perfect health. That's okay. Oh geez, this has 35 slides. I'll probably just do a few more and then save the rest for the next class too. Lifespan, the upper limit of human age is 120 years. I think that's the oldest person alive now. That would be crazy though. Life expectancy, the number of years the average person who is born in a particular year may live. So if you were born 120 years ago, you had an expectancy of 49 years. I need to take a picture of this, so I was just telling my parents they're going to die soon. I'm just kidding. Babies born in 2011 have a life expectancy of 77.8 years, and women tend to outlive men by 5 to 6 years. Men die a lot younger in our family too. My grandma was like 80 or 90. So for aging, they said there's no one grand theory to explain the biology of aging. Genetically programmed to wear out. I mean, that's just what our bodies do. Free radical damage. So that's like when we drink and smoke a lot, the free radicals take over our body and our skin gets wrinkled. And senescence, it's a predictable pattern of physical decline that naturally occurs in the human organism with age. So, let's see here. I've never heard of senescence. I only on this slideshow. So it's a predictable pattern of physical decline, skeleton system. So by 75, most people lose 70 or 5 centimeters. I want to send this picture to my dad too. Bones become less dense due to osteoporosis. So that's both men and women. And your muscle system, they have your fat increases, and then the brain, power and speed of muscles gradually decrease. So you see like older people walking slower. And then with your brain and your nervous system, the loss of neurons with age, and then little functional difference in the nervous system unless a block of blood flow to the brain from cholesterol accumulation. So that's how you have a stroke. I don't know if you have any folks having strokes in your family, but that's kind of how you have a stroke, is if you get like a blood clot that goes. Um, my dad actually had one in his eye, and this was 3 years ago. I've never heard of that, but he had a piece of cholesterol break off, blocked the flow to his eye, and now he's blind in one eye. So yeah, I didn't know you could have a stroke to the eye, but it was called a retinal occlusion. So weird things happen as you get older. And then, so with your sensory system, your balance might be affected. You have more falls. That's often what put people into the nursing homes. You also have a gradual toughening of the skin, and then a decline in sense of smell and taste, and your vision changes. Actually, it was right after my dad had surgery on his eye for like, what do they even call it? It's when they say that like when you're older, your eyes start becoming like a dirty windshield with like bugs all over it. So you have to get a new lens in your eye, and that's what he got. And then a week later, he lost his vision. So kind of stinks. You at least still can see out of one eye, and that's kind of what he functions with. Your circulatory system changes in the arteries, making the walls more vulnerable to disorders. And then obesity, lack of exercise, and anxiety may cause high blood pressure. So that kind of pushes that we've got to, when I turned 33, my dad said, he sent me an email, and he's like, this is the age where I started working out every day of my life. And it's probably saved my life, is what he says. He had to get that bypass surgery, he had 4 blocked arteries, 90% blocked, and the doctor said he grew new veins around his heart because of exercise. So at least walking 30 minutes a day to get your heart rate up and trying to walk places, and really running maybe 15 to 25 minutes a day to really get like 150 heart rate going. It helps that, arteries, flexibility. They say coffee helps it too, and drinking tea, less sugar, more water. Another predictable pattern of physical decline is your respiratory system. So your lung capacity decreases by 40% when you get older, which is crazy. That means you need to like breathe more often. And then you'll do, sometimes to make up for it, you breathe through your mouth instead of your nose. So there's mouth breathing and more snoring because of it. The I can't even pronounce that. Integumentary system. I can't pronounce that. Integumentary system. So your skin becomes drier, thinner, with irregular pigment. It's more easily bruised. You have less collagen, and your elasticity causes wrinkles and sagging, and then your hair thins out. So actually, that's exactly 1/3 of these slides. So I'm actually going to stop on this slide so we can do the next third Friday, and the final third Monday, and the day after that. Start with how we can have a healthier life. Maybe you're already doing some of that stuff, but just different things we should do to be healthier. Drink more water, eat more vegetables, and walk outside if you can. Did you have any questions on your final or the thing you filmed? Was that easy to do, or was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a question.
Uh-huh.
Tonight's discussion.